guess maybe it started. Let's see. Pull up the window. Okay, so we're recording our tech
test
adaptive technology to fit your grade level. We're kindergarten first and fourth grade teachers, and Laura's going to talk a little bit about Flipgrid.
All right. So Flipgrid, I was able to work with this in first grade this year before we left, and we would have a story that the students had in front of them, and I asked them to record themselves on Flipgrid to hear their reading fluency as they read the story back to me. That allowed me to work with other students at the same time and then go back to review their videos later. More recently, since we've gone to online learning, students are working on writing assignments at home, and so they read a poem to us through Flipgrid to share with the rest of their class.
Okay, and then there's some different ideas that you could use Flipgrid in your classroom or remotely. And some extra resources. Then we have Seesaw. Would our kindergarten teacher like to talk about that?
Absolutely. So Seesaw has been a game changer for me with our distance learning. I used a little bit of it before with some center time, but this has allowed me to upload all of the assignments and the students just submit everything digitally to me. There's a whole list of library activities that you could also upload and use, or just use the work that you have. The students have access to recording themselves. They have different tools that they use to write on any of the activity response sheets, or they can video or just take a voice recording. So they give them lots of opportunities to kind of submit their work. You can upload videos. So I've been teaching and uploading them so the students can see the lesson and then they complete the activity. I've also uploaded YouTube videos for them to take a look at before they also complete an activity. There's so many possibilities with Seesaw. It is such a wonderful platform for not even just distance learning, but just I'm going to be using it next year all the time, probably during our centers or during guided reading. So it's great.
And again, we have different ideas of how you could use Seesaw and some extra resources. And I know each of the classrooms have used this. Next, we have Screencastify, which I'll talk quickly on, has been a tool that I've used pretty much exclusively learning remotely, and I think all of us probably have. At first it was working a bit slow, but once we were able to do a YouTube conversion of that, it's a tool that I couldn't live without right now. And my students are able to use it from home as well. We have some different ideas of how you could use Screencastify and some examples of how we've used it in our classrooms. And that moves us on to Edpuzzle, which is maybe something our other fourth grade teacher could speak on.
Yes, Edpuzzle has been the lifesaver for me during all of this. I know that, creating quizzes on here kind of helps me understand what the students are comprehending. There are many other puzzles, Edpuzzles, or quizzes, I'm sorry, many other quizzes that these students can take on there that you can just find on there. You don't even have to create your own. I have done many math Edpuzzles, and with the math, it not only teaches, but it also assesses. And social studies, I've done quite a few social studies, and the big one is science. Right now we're in a fossils unit, and the students have a small book, but using Edpuzzle, they can actually see different pictures of fossils and I can assess them on it.
Okay, and then we have some other ideas of how we might use it in our classroom if we were not learning remotely, with extra resources, which now we're going to talk a little bit about Google Drawings. Does anybody want to take that?
I feel like the kindergarten aspect, we use Google Drawings a lot just because we're limited on how much we can type because we just can't type. And then as far as, anything we want them to do, I feel like Google Drawings is a lot easier for them to manage. The one thing that we did do with them when we had our gingerbread unit is that they had to decorate their own gingerbread man, and they just did it in a Google Drawing. So there's already a template there, and then they could add whatever they wanted to the drawing. So I feel like for us, and even so, like moving things around versus having to type in a response is just a lot easier in kindergarten.
For sure. All right. Some extra resources, especially for younger classrooms there with that link. And now we have Pear Deck. Which Pear Deck is an extension that you can add to Chrome, and you can use it as a pre-assessment, or you can use it during a lesson or after, and it's just a nice tool to gauge student learning and give you feedback as a teacher. We've got some extra resources here and samples of Pear Decks. There's some in there that you can pull up and use that are created, or you can make your own adapted to your lesson. Here's where we would allow time for you to apply the 6 tools that we've presented here today. So you can click on any of these links and find out more about them. Any final words, ladies?
Just and don't be afraid to try any of these apps. We're sure you'll love them.
Yep. Tools that'll help you. All right. Thank you, ladies.
Is it done?